Social Security letters and good news arriving, and I'm going to get you caught up on the latest. So if you're somebody that collects retirement, SSI, SSDI, any of the fixed income benefits from the Social Security Administration, you're going to want to check out this video. Now, take a look. Here's some headlines coming out in the last 24 hours. You may need your COLA letter this year. Here's where to find it, just in case you do not have that handy. I'm going to be covering the reasons why you're going to want to have that letter. And also, take a look at the good news coming out. Social Security chief vows to fix the cruel-hearted overpayment clawbacks. We had heard of several individuals being overpaid by the Social Security Administration at the fault of the Social Security Administration, and then years later being informed they have to pay back the overpayments to the Social Security Administration, sometimes to the tunes of thousands, tens of thousands, even over $100,000. Well, the new Social Security Commissioner, Martin O'Malley, is saying they're going to fix this. Now, in addition to that, we're seeing Social Security coming back to the forefront. And what about those bills that we had seen promising to increase Social Security benefits, like the Social Security Expansion Act? You'll recall this was the bill that would boost benefits by an additional $2,400 per year or $200 per month, making good on that promise from the Biden administration that they would increase benefits across the board. Also, the Social Security 2100 Act, which also has a major push in Congress from Representative Larson. We are seeing these come back, and we just saw in that State of the Union address, we need to get serious about fixing Social Security. These were the words vocalized by President Joe Biden. So I'm going to be sharing with you the latest coming out on this. And again, good news coming out. They're going to be fixing Social Security overpayments, letters coming out that you need for COLA adjustments, and Social Security expansions, reform increases coming back into Congress. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Now, before we do me a quick favor. If you appreciate the updates, don't forget, take a quick second, smash that like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much. To stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not go ahead and hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and to join the newsletter to stay connected off of social media platforms, be sure to join me at www.steveramnews.com. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so first up, link in the description below to this article that came out just 2 days ago, and it says Social Security chief vows to fix the cruel-hearted overpayment clawbacks. The Social Security Administration's new chief is promising to overhaul the agency's system of clawing back billions of dollars that it claimed was wrongfully sent to beneficiaries, saying it just doesn't seem right or fair. And I think that we've been hearing that from everybody. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. This is actually the fault of the Social Security Administration, overpaying recipients and then demanding the recipients pay it back after years and years of overpayments. Now, in an interview with KFF Health News, Social Security Administration Commissioner Martin O'Malley said that in the coming days, he would propose changes to help people avoid crushing debts that have driven some into homelessness and caused financial hardship for the nation's most vulnerable, the poorest of the poor, and people with disabilities or persistent medical conditions, or who are at least age 65. O'Malley, who took office in December, said, addressing the injustice we do to too many Americans because of overpayments, the rather cruel-hearted and mindless way that we recover those overpayments is among his top priorities. He said that he has concrete steps in mind, such as establishing a statute of limitations, shifting the burden of proof to the agency, and imposing a 10% cap on clawbacks for some beneficiaries. We do have the ability and we do have the authority to address many of these injustices, he said, suggesting that the Social Security Administration won't have to wait for congressional action. Now, the pledge comes as investigations reveal that the Social Security Administration routinely reduces or halts monthly benefit checks to reclaim billions of dollars in payments it sent to beneficiaries, then later said they should not have received. In some cases, years passed before the government discovered its mistakes and then imposed debts that sometimes have reached tens of thousands of dollars on people who cannot afford to pay. KFF Health News and Cox Media Group discovered that more than 2 million people a year have been hit with overpayment demands. Most overpayments are linked to the Supplemental Security Income Program, or SSI, which provides money to people with little or no income who are disabled, blind, or at least age 65. Others are connected to the Social Security Disability Insurance Program, which aids disabled workers and their dependents. O'Malley said the agency plans to cease efforts to claw back years-old overpayments and halt the practice of terminating benefits for disabled workers who don't respond to overpayment notices because they did not receive them or couldn't make make sense of them. We're not fulfilling congressional intent by putting seniors out of their homes and having them live under a bridge when they didn't understand our notice, O'Malley said. Denise Woods lives in her Chevy, seeking a safe place to sleep each night at strip malls or truck stops around Savannah, Georgia. Woods said that she became homeless in 2022 after the Social Security Administration, without explanation, determined it had overpaid her and demanded that she pay back roughly $58,000. Woods didn't have that amount on hand, so the agency cut off her monthly disability benefits to recoup the debt. The agency later restored some of her benefit allowance. She gets $616 a month. That's not even enough to cover rent in Savannah, where even modest studio apartments can run for $1,000 a month. In January, she fell ill and landed into intensive care with pneumonia. I signed a "do not resuscitate" form, and a nurse asked, "Do you know what this means?" And Wood said, "I told her there was no reason to revive me if my heart stops. They have already ruined my life. I'm beyond exhausted," speaking of the overpayment with Social Security. So the new commissioner of Social Security, Martin O'Malley, saying he's going to be addressing this, making sure that we can take care of those receiving Social Security. Now, in addition to that, you should have received a letter in December, and I'm going to be sharing with you why this is so important. Take a look. This article coming out just yesterday, and it says, as a Social Security beneficiary, you may have thought that after filing your taxes, you don't need a letter detailing your cost of living adjustment increase anymore. But that might not be true for you. The letter from the Social Security Administration shows how much your new benefit amount should be for 2024, and you may need to use it if you're planning to apply for loans or energy assistance. Now, just as important, if the COLA payments that you are receiving so far this year have not been what you expected, you can make an appeal to the Social Security Administration to use your COLA letter to show proof of the intended payment amount. For more details on the Social Security benefits, you can use the cheat sheet to understand your 2024 benefits, hyperlinked in the description below. Now, what if you didn't receive that COLA letter? Now what do? Well, the Social Security Administration told CNET that it sent out letters in the mail back in December, so you should have already received that notice. Now, if you think you may have tossed it or misplaced it, contact the Social Security Administration as soon as possible. The agency can help you track down where the letter is or replace it if it's lost. Now, what if I'd like to find that online? Well, you might be able to find your 2024 benefit amount online if you had an online My Social Security account set up before November 15th of 2023. If so, you'll be able to access your statement in the Messages Center. Otherwise, you'll need to wait for that new letter to arrive after you request it. Now, let's talk about Social Security increases, reform, expansion, all the changes that we've been waiting to hear about on Social Security. Now, these promises came out years ago, and you've seen this one before, $2,400 increase or $200 per month increases to Social Security across the board. This was the Expansion Act that we saw reintroduced several times. Also, the 2100 Act that came out from Ben Larson that is looking to reform, change taxation, increase the benefits, all of these changes, and everyone has been waiting to see what is going to be unfolding with this. And just a little while ago, we had the State of the Union address from President Joe Biden, who brought this all up again. Now, this is an election year, and let me know your thoughts. Are we finally going to be seeing one of these pieces of legislation come forward in Congress, get passed and approved, and see reform for Social Security? Now, also, if you did not hear, there is a new bill out that is proposing to change taxation and get rid of federal taxes on recipients receiving Social Security. They're saying, why is it that you pay income tax into Social Security while you're working, and then you get taxed again when you take it out? This is double taxation. It is not okay. We need to get rid of it. Now, to see the details on that bill that has come out just recently, be sure to check out this video right here next as I covered it in detail. But you guys, that is the latest. Make sure you don't miss out on those letters, and we'll see if these clawbacks get reformed by the new commissioner, Martin O'Malley. But I'll keep you up to date every step of the way. That is the latest. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.